we got our hands on that going second at Ignister deck for you guys, and we got the virtual world list that you guys requesting, and some other cool stuff. Make sure you guys smash the carpet on that, subscribe, and you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. I gotta get a quick shout out here to Ozone Gaming. A link will be down below for you guys. They covered Zohair's original list here, and we got our hands on it, so we could go ahead and talk about the power of going second at Ignister. Now, some quick notes here. They didn't end up making the Add Ignister Link 6 at all. Alright, let's keep that in mind. Alright, they were talking about also that Mystic Mine is the main center point of this deck, because they can't do anything. Alright, being able to Mystic Mine, they can't Veiler Ash or Droll your normal summon, or the Infant, which means that you are good to play full combo. Now remember, this deck is essentially adding this to Turbo. A lot of people look at it that way, but being able to adapt that combo, play around those potential, nuisances that your opponent can set up, that's what you're able to play around here with the inclusion of Mystic Mine. As many people might not agree with that or like the idea behind that. Bosch did find success with this at, the Hawaii regionals. That's going to be something to consider here before you're like, oh, like this is bad, I don't like it. Different ideas for different folks, all right? And it worked out on one level of success. Maybe the idea is something else. You could remember, one-card engines are one of the most broken things in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you can find ways to have success with those one-card engines, you will have plenty of success out there, ladies and gentlemen. One card go burr, literally. All right, next up for you guys here, we have Michael State's 5th place finish here. And you all know we love Virtual World so much. Like, this deck is probably one of the more interesting road contenders out there, but what happens if we play the Psi Reflector package in this deck? Well, the Psi Reflector package means that Cupid Pitch can do some interesting stuff for this deck. All right, Cupid Pitch is a heck of a card, ladies and gentlemen. I was watching original YouTube videos that were talking about the ideas behind this, but they never really, I feel like, got off the ground. All right, a lot of players just kind of shot their shot, but that was it. Michael said, you know what, we're going to step up here, we're going to go play our regional, and we're going to find success with it, and we just see just that here. So if you wanted a Virtual World list that can make Baron to floor as originally intended, well, you have the option tree to do so here, ladies and gentlemen. So I just love the fact that you have so many cool options available to you in Virtual World, like between like the Yujo Friendship and stuff that we've seen. This is absolutely hilarious. All right, next up here is a holiday charity case tournament out of the Easy Gaming. Now, the reason why I wanted to cover this was there was a Buster Blader profile that we'll get to in a second that made top at this event. So, first list here is Sky Strikers. You're going to see the same story that we've seen all format here. Destroy Phoenix Enforcer really helped push this deck up the tier list to something a bit more crazy as a monster. Alright, and the fact that DPE gets the chance to carry this deck as far as it does is absolutely no short of a miracle in my opinion. Alright, the power of Floodgates, high TC boot, Widow Anchors. It's absolutely amazing what one engage did. It's actually Destroy Phoenix Enforcer is the real person that we get to thank for the real power behind this deck. So, no real stranger to see that at a 32-man event that we could find success with Striker. Alright. Next up here is Dogmatica Invoked, and we're going to see the exact same thing here, ladies and gentlemen. Destroy Phoenix Enforcer is a good card. Also, this duelist was playing double Maximus, ladies and gentlemen. Holy moly! I guess the main focus here is ripping away at that opponent's extra deck, shaving off those potential resources so you can do your thing. Or in other cases, oh, you outed my first one. Oh, I need to be able to regenerate and get to that next one. I honestly feel that one. Losing those resources to your opponent really, really sucks. Alright, so maybe playing the second Maximus was the real runaround here for the success for Blake to lock down and get to that point. Outside of that, please never play more than 2 Invocation in this deck. Ever. Clown emoji. Alright, you're just gonna hate yourself if you play triple invo. I already hate drawing too. Next up here is going to be Sword Soul. Now, I see straight off the bat here that we are playing the standard interesting tech choices here of Yield Heavenly Dragon Cycle. I also really like the error here. Yes, this is Triple Dragon Cycle built into the charity tournament here. All right. Also, side note here, we're playing no vassals. Alright, it seems to really be the case between all these decks, alright? Like either playing vassal, you're not playing vassal, you're playing like a 2-2 split. It's so interesting. And then of course we're playing one Synthana, 2 Vishuddha. He cut back a little bit on the package for this. Okay, that's actually kind of interesting. And of course, shout out to Protoss being one of the most worthy floodgates to actually get banned in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Outside of that, ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at what appears to be the straightforward Sword Soul edition that is, hey, I'm playing 42 cards. Let's get away with it. Shout out to Forbidden Droplet also being a 2-of in here. Alright, next up here is the reason why I wanted to cover these, was the fact that we get to watch Buster Blader do something here. Now, Buster Blader is the, I found Dragon Link in my locals deck. Now I'm going to go be the Dragon Slayer that I wanted to be. Alright, and seeing that this deck actually can operate Floodgate Lockout your opponent with a little Buster Lock that you can do is absolutely hilarious to me. Still works. Also, we got Red Eyes Fusions built into this bad boy as well. So we're just going to slap our opponent around with Red Eyes Dark Dragoons. We're going to set up these huge interaction cutoff points on the opponent, and they're not going to have any fun whatsoever. I think I've accurately described to you the entire day of a Dragon Slayer all wrapped up into one nice thing for you, alright? That is typically what the adventure is like playing this deck. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the Buster Blader deck. Also shout out to the Camouflagia in here as the counter to, you know, our dear friend Maximus. I love searching for fusion spell cards. Feels real good. Next up here, we have a top 8 list out of Australia. And I always love getting these updates for Junk Doppel, because there's always that one duelist out here at Good Games that is always finding success with this, alright? Swear every week they're making a top 8 out here. So for this week in interactions with this, we got Cupid Pitch in here. I see that hot 15 card Synchro extra deck. See that we still have the one magical protection field spell built into our deck. Shame we can't play more of that. Fire Ant and Exictopede stuff in here. And we're pulling this all off with 45 cards, ladies and gentlemen. So the DB grinder out here is screeching hearing that. But hey, you know what? If it works, ladies and gentlemen. Got to give it up for the old Junk Doppel, alright, at Wolf Grounds out here. Nothing else really too crazy to say about this. The synchro plays with this deck are crazy, but man, oh man. Just watching your junk speeder get impermed or interrupted in some degree feels so bad. Like, it's the only reason why I don't really truly want to mess around with this deck. Next up here, out of that same event, is a Prank Kids list. This is the second Prank Kids list that I've seen finding success out here between the regionals that we covered this morning here and now this. But this build is playing Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. Ah, yes, let's just patch our problems. We lost a Meow Meow Mew. DP, package it up, all right? Brand new deck. And I don't know. Honestly, I understand like the levels of confliction that you can find with this deck. You know, being locked at certain points, not being able to resolve those certain card effects. But I think this can work. I mean, if not, you just put 2 monsters on the field, make for a Anaconda, and you mill it off. Alright? If all things go wrong midway through your combo, once again, you get to patch it on up. So that's what literally DP feels like in this deck. But don't underestimate the combos that this deck can still do, because it can still have success. Alright, there's a reason why this deck is winning out here. And the last thing I want to cover here is from Carlancho's store. They had a little case tournament, and third place out of their event was none other than Paleozoic Frogs. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've not seen a lot of Paleo Frogs in a very long time, alright? This deck kind of went back underground and hid for a little while. So let's put some Mystic Minds in our strategy here. Come back, and we'll go try to win that gold. And that's exactly what ended up here with this particular duelist. I actually really playing Zero Boros out here. We have access to the Inspector borders. The entire standard stun package side deck is at your disposal. Alright, and I think that that's one of the things you're going to have to understand here is this deck wins just on the primary concept of Floodgate interruptions. Take care of your opponent's monster, patch it up, and you're good to go. That's the Paleozoic experience. So guys, what do you think about these decks? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Smash the like button, that subscribe button. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on the day. Some more cool ass content. Peace out, guys. patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.